I think Kobe was like he was a little too kind of a little bit like to himself, a little bit of a loner, like didn't have a posse or a crew or a clique, like he was just all about the game. And I think maybe
that wasn't in at that time.
Yeah, it wasn't in, it wasn't in, like now it's in, but or I think it's in, but like then it was, it was the hip hop age, so like AI got all the love because he got this, he was just AI, but obviously at the end of the day we all kind of recognize Kobe was probably the best pick of that year. So
yeah,
yes. So 03, run my bus off. Number 5, I got Mike Sweetney. Played 4 years from Germantown. I said Germantown, Georgetown. That was my dude in Georgetown, man. I liked Mike Sweetney. I thought he was going to do something. I got him at 5. I got 4. I got T.J. Ford. If anybody knows college basketball, that dude was a problem at Texas. He played 8 years in the NBA, but his numbers were kind of terrible.
He had a neck problem, I think. I think he had a real bad neck problem.
Yeah, he got right. He was hurt. Yeah. He got hurt. Number 3, Darko Milicic. He gets like the sham of the sham awards all the time for this one. But to me, like he's in my bus, but he's not number 1 because the dude played 10 years. If you played 10 years in the NBA, I got to give that. You did something right. So I gave him 3, but he's still a bust. And 2, I gave Nick Collison from Kansas. Even though he had a pretty lengthy career too, but Nick Collison and Kurt Heinrich, they're supposed to be the white Karl Malone and John Stockton. You know what I mean? They was a tandem. Kurt Heinrich, in my opinion, he held up his end of the bargain. He got hurt, but Nick Collison was like just straight, didn't do much. And my number 1 bust, I got to go Troy Bell. I'm taking y'all back. Boston College.
Boston College,
yeah. 1 year in the NBA.
You named my 1 already.
Are you kidding me?
It says 6 games he played.
6 games. Troy Bell, listening. Where have you been? You know what I mean? He was the truth in college.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's my 5 bus.
Well, my first, like you said, is Troy Bell. I don't think I ever seen. I don't know who he got drafted by. I don't know what jersey looked right in. I just know nothing about him in the NBA. Second would be, I'm gonna have to give it to the guy named Kendrick Perkins. He's a bust. I don't care what people say. He was Celtics. He did trash. To me, he was just never that good. He always was mad, and he couldn't make no layup. He got in the paint. He misses that. He gets 3-second violations. I was like, okay, you know what? I think he had the body, but his basketball IQ was non-existent.
Well, hold on. So was he good in college though? 'Cause I didn't follow him in college.
I didn't follow him in college.
High school.
He came out of high school?
Yeah, I disagree with you only because he won a chip with Boston. He was a huge part of that team, and he was picked 27th. So to me, you get a 27th pick, you're lucky if that guy. But I hear what you're saying. He might be overrated, but I can't say as far as busts.
Also, Mike Sweetney from Georgetown. You remember him?
Yeah. He was on mine.
Yeah, Mike Sweetney from Georgetown. Yeah, he was the truth. I don't know what happened to him, but he was at work. Travis Outlaw.
Oh, man.
I think that he was a bust. Even though he's like lower, but I thought that for his body, his type, I thought that he was, he had the physical size and strength and everything, but to me, he just could not make it out of mediocrity. He was just average to me.
Yeah.
Who else do I have? I think about Darko Milicic. He was talking about this dude. Like he was.
Jesus.
Where is he from? He's from Europe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from Europe, I believe. I don't really know where he was from, but he even played. I don't remember him playing at all either. I don't remember seeing him play at all for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, he played 10 years. I mean, he only played 468 games, but so yeah, I mean, he just couldn't fit. I don't know what his problem was.
Jarvis Hayes with the Washington, he was always like,
oh yeah.
I'm a 10 pick, and it was like, dude, you just like he was always like some deep on the bench role player for some reason.
With the Wizards, right?
Yeah, with the Wizards, yeah.
Yeah, Jarvis Hayes, yeah.
And my boy from LA, Brian Cook.
Oh man,
he hit a 3-point shot.
He shooting threes, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, his game was ugly. So I didn't really, I mean, I like his 3-point shot, but, I guess I hold you to a high level when you play with the Lakers, so that's my five.
Yeah, I'll repeat some of your names here. Kind of rattle them off. Yeah, I had Troy Bell 5. I pretty much remember him being a beast in college. So yeah, he obviously flopped. Reese Gaines from Louisville. I remember that name. He was a good guard. He played 3 years. He didn't do nothing. He was drafted 15th overall, so that's pretty weak. Yeah, I had Jarvis Hayes. You guys mentioned him already. He was a 10th pick overall. He didn't really do a whole lot. Sweetney, I feel like teams kept on getting duped by his size and stuff, but he didn't have the motor or the heart, or I don't know, something was off about that guy. He was a ninth pick overall, and then I had to go Darko number 1 because Darko was picked number 2 in the draft. They had a Melo, Bosh, Wade. I mean, you can't go number 2 in the draft and not be the biggest bust. It's because I remember Detroit at the time. Detroit already had that was Detroit. I think Detroit had the pick, and Detroit was stacked. Yep. And you don't want to add a star to a team that's already stacked. So I get that theory, but that is a tough situation because if you draft if you're number 2 and you already, how did they get the number 2 pick to begin with? I mean, they were so good. How did that happen? Because who would you draft?
It must have been.
You don't want to mess up your team.
It must have been like a situation where they got a trade. They got a pick in a trade.
Like if I'm them, I guess it's like a good pick because he's like maybe he'll develop. But I mean, they could have had so many good players. I don't know who I would have drafted. Maybe I don't know. I mean, Kirk Heinrich wasn't that good, but maybe just get like a back. Like I don't even know who you draft. I guess they were just swinging for the fences like Porzingis, and if he works out, it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did.
So in any event, let's go to I guess top guys.
Yeah. So my number 5 for the 2003 draft. This was tough getting my 5. 4 and up was easy, but 5 I had to go with Kyle Korver. 13 years at Creighton. He's a specialty. He's a specialty guy. He's only out there to shoot threes. And honestly, when the Sixers got him, I was like, this dude cannot play defense. He's like a rag doll on defense. And then I was like, you know what? It made it work. Like he made it work. He made it work because I think Kyle Korver figured it out. If I could just be good at one thing, then maybe I can have a career.
Let me just find my niche.
Right. Let me just find my niche, and I'm gonna do that good as hell, and everything else I can't do. And that he makes my 5 for that, man. I mean, he broke.
The Sixers messed him up. The Sixers put him in bad situations, and they would put him on people to stick with it. He could not stick. It was like, yo, you exposing this dude. You're not supposed to put him in those positions or those situations.
Right. And you know what? And I got to appreciate him when he went to Atlanta because I said, oh, okay, Atlanta they fit him in roles that suited him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was like, oh, Kyle Korver, okay, I get this. So he made a lovely career out of it, man. So peace to Kyle Korver, man. And that's my number 5.
And peace to Kid Capri while we're on
it. Kid Capri. All right, who you got for number 5?
For my number 5, I got David West.
Yeah, very good selection, man.
David West he was a true at Xavier because I know I was a big Temple fan. I went to Temple.
Yeah.
He was in the same
Big East
conference as Temple.
Yep.
And he gave us work here and when he was at Xavier. But I always knew that he was tough. And then when he was with Chris Paul, that's when he was that pick and roll, man, was automatic.
Mm-hmm.
He got that automatic. So
yes, sir.
I got to give David West his props, Got to give him. I like him.
Yeah.
So, I really couldn't say any better myself. Yeah, I went David West, so Armand pretty much said everything I could say and then some. But I will just give love to Kyle Korver because Kyle Korver, for one thing about Kyle Korver is like late bloomer. Like he developed, he clearly worked on his craft. He's lasted this long. He just became an all-star for the first time in his 10th, 12th season, and he finally made an all-star team. So Kyle Korver clearly is a top player from the 96 draft, but he just misses my top 5, and I also went David West.
03.
I'm sorry, 03, because David West, like you said, in New Orleans, and Xavier, I watched him, like you said, in Indiana. So, yeah, David West was a beast, so I'll go David West.
My number 4, I went with Chris Bosh, and it's interesting if history would have went in a different way, if he wouldn't have went on the Heat, maybe I would have looked at him in a higher selection. But him being with the Heat kind of crippled his stats a little bit and his worth as a basketball player.
You think so?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Because I feel like even when he's with Toronto, I was like, man, Chris Bosh, nice, And then when he went to Miami, it was just like he just became a third banana. You know what I mean? And he contributed to that team, but I think he sacrificed the individual stats, for a collective gain, So I'll put him at 4. He's 4 for me, Chris Bosh.
I gotta commend him for that though. 'Cause he wasn't going to win in Toronto, I don't think.
True. Probably not.
I mean, if they got Kyle Lowry sooner or something, maybe. But I don't think he could have, I don't think he would have saw that. But my number 4, you're right, I'm going to have to go with, I guess, same thing.
CB?
Yeah, Chris Bosh, and I'm going to like Chris Bosh more as of late because, people always got the memes about him, the funny ones. We take him as a joke.
They kill him,
but
yeah.
They destroy him. But actually, he's a good big man, inside and out. Got a jump shot, he rebound, he can shoot 3-pointer, he can play D when he wants to. I think he's very consistent.
I agree.
Whatever, make controversy. I put it on here. I don't know, but I did actually do Melo 4 and Bosh 3. I'll just preface that because, I'm not a Melo hater by any means, but I don't know. I just look at Melo, man, like he still hasn't taken the team on his back, and that's what his role is at this point. He's supposed to be the man, and I know Bosh kind of got off easy, like you said, teaming up with Wade and LeBron. Of course, he's gonna make the finals. Melo would have made it, but Melo would have made it if he was with LeBron and Wade too. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling today. I'm feeling a little bit. I'm not a huge Melo guy, so I went Melo 4.
Okay, so my number 3, I have Carmelo, and I'm just in love with his game, his offensive game. Carmelo was he's an interesting player because it's like he's very intelligent. Like his basketball IQ is intact. But sometimes he just it'd be a lack of effort, particularly on the defensive end. But offensively, he's a top 3. He's a top 3 offensive player in the NBA right now today. With Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. Maybe. And when in 03, when y'all remember this, when 03 when the draft came and it was like LeBron, Carmelo, it was like verse who you gonna take.
Yeah.
I always like Carmelo a little better, just because of his polished. He was just a little more polished to me, and he's developed